Sister, I am calling for you from some strange citadel of wax and perfume. Out of darkness, I must urge you to find yourself at home in your own skin and bones.
So,
Here we are.
here we are.
Beautiful Byron Bay.
Yeah.
Riding horses.
How magic is this?
Good.
So one of the main things that I really love to emphasize and express through my project Mojo Mecca is gratitude,
Yeah.
and the importance of gratitude in your daily life, and just
Yeah.
like how it can shift any moment into something like 100 times more magic than it would be if you were in a different vibration. I feel like it's just the key to living an amazing, vibrant, healthy life. And yeah, it's something that I see so clearly with you too. So if you could speak a bit about that and how you practice it daily.
Yeah.
And why.
I mean, you just said it all, really.
Yeah.
Sometimes the biggest teacher of gratitude, or the biggest thing that brings you back to gratitude, is when you realize you haven't been grateful.
Yeah.
And if you see things like spin out of control in your life, or if you're feeling, unhappy or low energy, I find that like being grateful is in some ways the cure-all, because the mind is really in charge of so much, and when you're in a space of having all of your daily needs met, or even if you're not, being grateful it's just a superpower, in my opinion. It's like, I guess we could only speak for ourselves, but we have so much in this life to be thankful for. It's like, you get to travel the world, I get to travel the world, I would say the world is more connected than ever, and anything that we want to experience or learn is available to us. And so if you're hungry for knowledge, then the world is at your fingertips. And if you want to see the world, then the world is in a sense also at your fingertips. And so I would almost say it's like you'd have to try harder to not be grateful than you would to just appreciate what you have. But again, I think it just goes back to society of just kind of like people being in a position where gratitude doesn't come first for them. And because of that, they find themselves feeling really unhappy. And even in my own path, and even with myself, I think there are a lot of things that it's easy to spin out of control. And it's easy to find yourself in a position where being grateful is a challenge, but that's just because you're flexing the muscle of not being grateful. If you're thinking more about stuff that's going wrong in your life, then you're flexing a muscle that's thinking about what goes wrong. And if you're thinking about things that hurt you, or if you're stuck in your pain body, then you're going to be flexing a muscle that basically is telling your brain that that's the way you want to think. And so even when I'm going through like things that are really hard, I always try to just enter into a space of being grateful and of being thankful for what I have, and just really realizing that, we have so much to be grateful for in this life, and to even be in a position to, travel, to explore, to experience, to have a warm bed, to have food to eat. It's like wherever people are at in their lives, I think if they just start with gratitude and go from there, then they could find basically anything that they want can happen. It's just flexing the muscle of appreciation and of being thankful.
So true. I think I was listening to one of your songs earlier that was saying about you connecting with poor people who have nothing that are so happy, but millionaires who are depressed.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's such a potent concept.
Well,
so common.
That was one of the things that taught me a lot. I think when I was younger, I moved to Hawaii, and I just worked at this little resort, and I was just like bussing tables and washing dishes and serving and stuff like that. And I would find these guys who were literally in paradise, sitting on the beach with their beautiful wives and their beautiful children, and they were just so ungrateful. And they would complain about the food, they would complain about, basically everything. And I'd ride to work every day on the bus with people who had to work 3 jobs, some of them working at, fast food restaurants. and they would just be laughing at 5 a.m., just being so grateful.
I've seen people smile with nothing while a millionaire complains. This I can't explain.